Hi, I'm Christina, and today we're going to be doing a moderate intensity interval training cleaning video. For our pre-workout today, we're going to be having a snack. I'm going to have a latte, get that on there, and a couple of rice cakes with some cream cheese and some boiled eggs. Delicious. Pause here so that you can do the same. Now that we're finished with our snack, we're going to warm up by picking up and throwing away any trash we have around the kitchen. So I'm just going to go through the kitchen and pick up all the trash and put it into this little mushroom basket. I know that it's kind of wasteful not to be composting or anything, but I'm not quite there yet. So we're just going to take all this stuff and go throw it away. And I've missed a few things, I know that I have, so I'm going to go back, grab them really quickly, and toss them out too. And now we're going to start putting dishes away. If you need to pause here, that's fine. If not, go ahead and do it with me. Now that I've put my dishes away, I'm going to reorganize the sink a little bit. So I'm going to take all silverware and put it into a pot and fill it with hot soapy water and let it sit off to the side while I do this, so they're a lot easier to clean later on. I'm going to sort all the bowls and put them together, and all the plates and put them together. And the plates I'm going to put in one side of the sink. So here I am putting them into the pot. I'm putting some soap in there, running hot water into it, and just letting it fill a little more. I found some more, found some silverware underneath this cutting board that's on my sink. Okay, I'm gonna turn the water off and set it aside. Again, if you need to pause here because you're grabbing utensils or whatever, that's fine. Or if you're waiting for me to move on, well, I'm there now. So if you have anything big obstructing your sink, clear one side of your sink and then wash that thing so it's out of the way. So I've got a big cutting board on my sink because I've got a very small kitchen and not a lot of counter space. So I can't have dedicated counter space to my cutting board, unfortunately, because of all my appliances. So I'm just going to start by cleaning this cutting board. Hot soapy water. Start at the top, scrub my way to the bottom. If you're wondering why I'm doing an interval training video for cleaning, this video might not be for you if you've already got a good routine, if you don't have any mental health issues or disabilities or anything like that. Maybe cleaning is really easy for you, but for a lot of people, I find that cleaning can seem like an insurmountable task. So this video is for people who don't want to do it alone and don't know how to get started, or don't have a routine and are looking for a sustainable one. This video series is going to be about increasing the functionality of your life. Now, I'm going to put the plug in the bottom of the sink and start filling it with hot water. While this sink is filling, it's time for our first break. If you need a chair, go ahead and grab one and pull it up, or just stand there and drink your coffee like I am. It's a 30-second break, so not super long, so if you need to pause it, go ahead. If not, just keep going. You've got about 10 more seconds here, and we'll get into our first cleaning. After finishing our first break, we're going to get right into scrubbing our dish drainer. You're just going to take it apart, pop the bottom off of it, and get to scrubbing. And if you can't get it perfectly clean within 2 minutes, that's fine, because we're going to do it again tomorrow, so don't worry about it. We are just trying to increase the functionality of the kitchen. Clean, empty dish drainer means that you're more likely to wash the dishes because you have a place to put them after they're clean. If you even clean just one portion of counter space, that's one portion of counter space free to cook later. And if you keep doing these videos, even if you just repeat the same one over and over again, over the course of a few days, you're gonna have a clean kitchen. This is about taking small bites out of a big project and keeping your cleaning routine sustainable. This is about breaking the cycle of allowing every single dish in your house to build up and then finally having a breakdown and doing every single dish in the house and then never wanting to wash dishes again until the next time every single dish in the house is dirty. I'm trying to create a small, sustainable habit and hopefully increase it over time. So today we're just clearing a small portion of the kitchen. Tomorrow, that portion of the kitchen will be basically clean. We can clean even more of the kitchen. Eventually, the whole kitchen will be cleaned in less than 15 minutes and we can start on the floor. Next thing you know, you've got a 45-minute cleaning routine every day. And your house might not be perfect or spotless, but it is functional and sustainable. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish with this video series. Okay, we're finished with the dish drainer, and we're going to take one more 30-second break before we get into washing the dishes. Like I said, you could be sitting here, you could be drinking coffee, soda, anything that you like drinking to refuel and just relax. You've got 10 more seconds. Now we're going to start our first dish cleaning interval. We're going to do 3 minutes of cleaning plates. Plates, in my opinion, are the easiest to knock out, and you can fit most of them into the dish drainer before moving on to your next dish. Even if you don't do every single plate in the house, by the end of this interval, your house will still be more functional because you have clean plates now. And you're going to do this again tomorrow, right? So no big deal, you'll get more done tomorrow. We are trying to create a habit. One of my favorite TikTokers says that cleaning is not a moral issue. You are not better if you do all your dishes. You are not a better person. You are not better than anyone else. And you are not a bad person for not having a perfectly clean house. You're not necessarily lazy or any of those words that people like to use. You are someone who has not found a functional habit yet. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. So go you. Alright, and here we're going to move on to bowls. So I'm going to wash the smallest bowls first, followed by the slightly larger bowls, and then our biggest bowls. This makes them easier to stack in the dish drainer, and it just seems to flow really well if I do it that way. You've got just over 1 more minute before our next break. So just keep at it. And you did it. Shut your water off, grab your chair, your coffee, whatever you need, and let's take another 30-second break. We've got a couple more rounds of dishwashing before we move on to cleaning a portion of the kitchen to increase the functionality of it. You've got 15 more seconds. And let's get back at it. I've got one more bowl to go, and then I'm going to go into washing cups. Again, it is okay if you do not wash every single bowl in the house today. You're gonna do the rest tomorrow. Or the next day if you need to. Hopefully tomorrow, though. One thing to consider is Marie Kondoing your kitchen. That means going through every single plate and every single bowl you have and seeing if it brings you joy. Because if you have too many dishes in your house, you're never going to do dishes because it's always going to seem like this insurmountable task because you have too many dishes. If you're a family of 4 and you only have 4 bowls, the most that's going to happen is you're going to have 4 bowls, 4 plates, and 4 saucers, and 4 cups to wash, which can be done in 15 to 20 minutes. Not a big deal. But if you've got like 5 dishes for every single person in the house, that turns into a huge task. So again, consider downsizing because you don't need that many dishes. Alright, I'm moving on to the silverware. I'm going to bring my pot filled with hot soapy water over and just put it right into the sink. Oh, I missed a couple cups. Alright, I'm going to start with my biggest utensils first, so like my big knives, my spatula, stuff like that, and I'm going to set them to one side of my dish drainer. For my smaller utensils, I'm going to put my forks and spoons, the regular everyday use items that go into your cutlery drawer, on one side of my dish drainer utensil box. On the other side of my utensil box, I'm going to put other utensils such as the small nutcracker that we use to crack open crab legs, steak knives, other things like that. And you did it! Time for your next 30-second break. Ten more seconds. Alright, let's get back at it. We've got 3 more minutes, and then we will start to wind down. So I'm going to finish cleaning the utensils. We've got about 1 minute left, and then we will have one more break followed by our cool down. For our cool down, we'll be spraying down the counters with cleaning spray and scrubbing them down. If you haven't got all your dishes today, that's okay. You can either redo the video or you can wait until tomorrow for the next video. It's completely up to you and whatever you feel comfortable with. Here I'm just spraying the sink down and the counters a little bit, and now it's time for our break. We've got a 30-second break here, and then we will be spraying down the counters and wiping them down. Alright, grab one more drink of coffee and let's get back to it. Spray down your sink and your counters, and preferably your stove, but if you haven't gotten to clean your stove off yet, then just wait on that till tomorrow, or you can move stuff out of the way to spray it down. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to scrub out the sink and then move on to scrubbing the counters down. You're going to want to use the scrubby side of your sponge for it. I scrub first and then I take a sponge cloth and wipe everything down after. You're going to want to start on the rim of your sink and then the sides of it and work your way down. I work in a spiral motion around the sink, but you can do it however you want. And then we're going to spray the sink down, and after that we're going to start scrubbing the counters. I tend to move things out of the way when I clean. If you don't do that, it's okay. Use my sponge cloth. You've got about 30 seconds till your next break. did it. It's time for our next break. I've put in an extra long break here to help with your cool down because you're going to be doing a lot of standing and scrubbing for this portion. So instead of 30 seconds, it's 1 minute. Alright, it's time to finish cleaning the kitchen for the day. Don't forget to periodically rinse off your sponge cloth or your towel, whatever you're using. Now I'm going to rinse my sponge cloth again, and then I'm going to take my sponge and scrub. I always scrub down my stove when I do dishes because I am the messiest cook. Apparently whatever I'm scrubbing is really stuck on there. And I did it! Time for the final wipe down of the stove. If you're still with me at this point, we've got about a minute left of our kitchen cleanup. And now I'm going to rinse off my sponge. And I'm going to take the sponge cloth for one final wipe down of the kitchen. Time to rinse off the sponge cloth. And you did it! Day 1 of cleaning the kitchen on a routine down. Here's a shot of my dish drainer with all my dishes. And here's what my kitchen looks after cleaning it. Here's my now gleaming stove. Time to relax. Thank you so much for cleaning with me today. Bye now.